All right,
We're back.
we are back. Welcome to the Man Cave Classroom. We're going to talk about this guy and what he's written. There's probably one quote that I know he's famous for. It was probably mentioned at the end of a very good movie about one of our favorite sports.
You got me.
Really? He did make a quote about like baseball on how it was America's game. He sees great things in it. You never heard of it, huh? It was at the end of Bull Durham.
What's Bull Durham?
Yeah, movie. Baseball? No?
Just kidding.
Jeez, dude. But actually, let me see. Some baseball documentaries make reference to
It's been a
how,
long
how
time.
Walt Whitman saw great things in baseball. And all right, so we're not talking about baseball today. We're going to talk about
We should be because it's opening day.
yeah, we're going to talk about this poem. So we'll read the poem. I think we'll kind of go through it, and either they've seen it before or they'll figure it out quickly just based on what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Name of this poem, "Oh Captain, My Captain." So, should I read the whole thing and then we go through it bit by bit? Because we got some options here.
I'd say let's do the whole thing.
Let's do the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a seat.
Okay. So, here we go. So, the title of it's "Oh Captain, My Captain" by Walt Whitman. It was written in 1865. So, that should kind of give you maybe a clue as we move forward.
We refer to that as historical context.
Yes, very good. "Oh Captain, my captain, our fearful trip is done. The ship has weathered every rack, the prize we sought is won. The port is near, the bells I hear, the people all exulting, while follow eyes the steady keel, the vessel grim and daring. But oh heart, 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 oh the bleeding drops of red, where on the deck my captain lies, fallen cold and dead." I'm gonna get up. "Oh Captain, my captain, rise up and hear the bells. Rise up, for you the flag is flung, for you the bugle trills. For you bouquets and ribbon wreaths, for you the shores are crowding. For you they call the swaying mast, their eager faces turning. Here, Captain, dear father, this arm beneath your head, it is some dream that on the deck you've fallen cold and dead. My captain does not answer, his lips are pale and still. My father does not feel my arm, he has no pulse nor will. The ship is anchored safe and sound, its voyage closed and done. From fearful trip the victor ship comes in with object won. Exult, o'er shores, and ring, O bells, but I, with mournful tread, walk the deck my captain lies, fallen cold and dead." What do you want to start with? Sometimes I start with the title, or there's a lot to go with on this one. I like this poem.
I kind of want to start by crying.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, why the crying thing? I mean, what has obviously happened here if we're looking at repetition in poetry?
I mean, the captain's dead.
Captain's dead, and then of course,
and I'm assuming it wasn't like he had a heart attack and died.
probably not.
Because it's talking about drips of blood, on the deck, and it's just.
I mean, I'll go with that as well. Some
Yeah.
signs of death. You're seeing he's fallen cold and dead. How do you know he's not dead? Well, you'd probably have to take a pulse.
Yeah.
He has no pulse.
Yeah.
No will.
Lips are pale.
Blue. All right, so there's your signs of death.
But people are also like cheering, which is weird. Like exalt, words like exalt.
You get a ship
Yeah.
anchored. Okay, well, how about if we go to
Okay.
want to go to captain and work our way
Yes,
down?
we'll
All right,
start,
so
we'll start
captain.
from the beginning.
So where are we going to see captains in daily life?
Captain America.
Captain America,
Gotta love Captain America.
sports teams.
I can't believe he was old at the end of Endgame. That was really weird.
Talk about crying.
Yeah.
So we have.
Police departments, fire departments, armies.
So this is a title that you have that goes along with, I guess, some prestige. You definitely earn this.
Yeah, it's an earned title.
This is definitely an earned title or a given one if you're talking about sports.
Mhm.
If you got to give out.
But even that, but like you don't.
Even that's earned. Yeah, it's true.
The teammates are like Jeter or
Right.
Dennis Potvin of the Islanders. Like it's an earned title.
Okay, so let's work down then. So then, is this guy the captain of a team in this poem that he's writing about?
Well, no, because like the second word right here, the
Ship.
So this is like naval captain, fishing boat captain. We don't know, and the journey that they're on seems to be over.
It's done.
And it was not an easy trip, I would guess.
And if that doesn't help you when we're talking about our fearful trip is done, maybe we should go to the bigger one.
Sure.
Okay.
Nope. First one.
Oh, there we go. I know the port is near,
Yep.
so you're arriving.
Again, the prize we sought is won.
People all up there cheering, welcome back, right? So there's any other evidence when we're looking at the ship? I think that's pretty much it, right? Shores
Well,
of crowding.
mentioned the
Oh,
deck.
the deck. Yeah, because that's the the floor.
Fearful Trip, the Victor ship.
So they won.
Yeah.
So they definitely won. People are cheering. They won.
Don't know what the winning was yet. Maybe like they caught the biggest marlin in the marlin fishing contest.
Or maybe it's Montauk and it's the shark.
Star Island
Yeah.
shark fishing tournament. Yeah.
Highly doubt it though, because if we now go to historical context, that word you brought up, 1865, what could possibly be going on in 1865 that may be similar to a voyage that's now done?
That was really difficult.
That was difficult.
That was
The prize we sought.
Fearful Trip. Come out with Object One. I'm guessing some sort of conflict between like the North and the South.
I'd probably have to say it's a civil war at this point.
Union and the Confederacy, the victors and the traitors, like whatever.
So then the captain in this point would have to be Lincoln then, because he's on the winning team.
Yep.
And unfortunately,
He's guiding us through the Civil War.
And by the time students get to us in 7th or 8th grade, they already know he was assassinated. Some of us, by now, when we're in the classroom, when that's actually allowed, you're able to figure that out when you're looking at, the captain's fallen, he's cold, he's dead. But there's a lot of other things to kind of bring in here that I like.
And as I said before, it wasn't a like a heart attack. There's this scene of there was definitely some sort of violence going on. That's causing him to die.
Need anything else with this? I wanted to go
well,
back
yeah.
to
Like
this.
what is the ship? Like the metaphor of the ship.
Oh, okay.
So the captain is guiding the ship,
There we go.
and they keep making reference to the ship. And the ship is anchored safe and sound. Its voyage closed and done. From fearful trip, the victor ship comes with Object One. What? If the captain is a metaphor, or Lincoln is a metaphor for the captain, what is the ship a metaphor of?
It's got to be the United States, the North, the
United
Union.
States.
Yeah.
He has guided the ship safe and sound through the most treacherous waters our country has ever faced, the American Civil War, and as that exalt, O shore, and ring, O bells, the people are like, yeah, we won!
We won.
And within a matter, it's like 2 weeks, within 2 weeks of the surrender at Appomattox,
Yep.
John Wilkes Booth is going to assassinate Abraham Lincoln, fallen cold and dead.
I think this. I mean, I know because when you do this and I do this, there's so many images that go along with this.
Yeah.
Does this not go perfectly with that poem?
It does. And we make reference here again. We introduced this woman to you already.
Exactly.
This is Columbia, the female representation of America. We've got Union soldier over here. Looks like probably a sailor
With the
based
hat.
on the hat.
Yep.
And we see Lincoln's coffin. So you can imagine the mix of emotions we're feeling as a nation. We've just gotten out of the most terrible time period in our nation's history. Lincoln has guided us through. We showed you that picture of how much he aged in those 5 years of the Civil War, the stress that it had on him. And here we are, we won. And then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, but now Lincoln's dead.
Now, if we don't know too much, and we're going back, and now we've just given you 2 documents you can look at here, and of course the poem. But if you're putting them together, you'd probably think that during this time period, you're looking back, if I'm looking at just these 2 pieces of evidence, do people like Lincoln?
Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean,
especially in the North.
Especially in the North, yeah.
I mean, because it's also, we talk about perspective. Lincoln is also one of the most hated presidents in American history because his election was the spark that caused the South to secede from the Union.
So just another thing I might be thinking of here, if we're getting into author's purpose, why do you think Whitman wrote this poem? Definitely had an impact on him.
Yeah.
I mean, even if we get to, artist's purpose or painter's purpose, this definitely impacted them enough.
And if we get back to historical context and everything, Lincoln is the first American president to be assassinated.
Yep.
We have had presidents die in office before him. William Henry Harrison.
Yep, that was pneumonia.
Yeah,
that was stupidity, really.
30.
It was pneumonia, but it was stupidity.
Yeah, it's cold out. I'm not going to wear a coat or a hat.
And then I'm going to speak an hour and a half during my inauguration.
This was the first president to be assassinated in our nation's history, and we're talk about a punch in the stomach. That to put reference to today, this would be for a Mets fan, the Mets go out and win the World Series. and then like 2 days later, you know, Pete Alonso gets in a terrible car accident and
Oh,
dies.
gosh.
Like, yeah, like,
Yeah.
you know, that like to kind of put it into some
Earth-shattering events. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You know, like when it was Jose Fernandez from the Marlins a couple
Yes.
years ago,
Yep.
great pitcher, you know, dies in a boating accident, like that boom, punch in the gut feeling.
I know there's a lot. Let me see. I have even questions on here. Did we address them?
Pretty
all?
much.
I think we did,
Yeah.
right? The journey, Whitman, Captain. You know, just to make sure we're getting it all. Usually, this is one of these poems that people are able to put together real quickly. So
Yeah.
that's it.
All right.
All right.
Oh, and there's a great Dead Poet Society. You know, great scene in Dead Poet Society.
Oh yeah,
the
of
late,
course.
the late great Robin
Of
Williams.
course.
If you haven't seen the clip, go to YouTube. If you haven't heard of YouTube, it's a really cool website. But go to YouTube and Google "Oh Captain, My Captain, Dead Poet Society."